It's about matters of the heart and connecting in places that are not on the battlefield of rhetoric. We're not going to change each other's minds in terms of some fine points on, let's just call it the existential conundrum, but we will find common ground in the heart. R-W-B. R-W-B.
We came to make a change. Hi, everyone. Welcome to How to Not Lose Your Shit. I'm Katie Paris, the founder of Red Wine and Blue.
And I'm LaFonda Cousin, a part-time yoga instructor, self-care advocate, and the chief people officer here at Red Wine and Blue.
Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to be listening to some recent protest songs, and we're going to be talking about how music can be healing and energizing in difficult moments like the shit show we're all going through right now. LaFonda, I'm really excited actually to do this because we have had so many conversations, whether they be with authors, psychologists, all kinds of experts about how creativity can be such a key to working through our own anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like today we're going to do the doing, the doing of the thing that we've been talking about. And what makes it super special is that we are joined by my friend, Inda Eaton, who is a folk musician. And I mean, personally, one of my favorite performers. I don't know whether to feel like all warm inside because we're friends or to like also still fangirl because I just think you're such an incredible performer.
Oh, well, you know what? We should just all feel warm. I'm honored to be here and be part of this conversation.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Wow.
All right. So we have several songs that we have selected that we are going to all be listening to together. Actually, one of those songs is one of yours, Inda. It's a song that I have known and loved for years now, and I'm excited for everyone to get to hear that. But before that, I want to hear from both of you. What does music mean to you both in terms of specifically, like, how does it help you not lose your shit or just, keep it together a little bit?
I mean, I think that music is a way for everyone to sort of do a lot of different things, right? Like it can bring you back to a certain period in time. It can help you zone out. I use music in a number of different ways. Like I use it to help me clean. I use it in yoga classes. It depends on the type of yoga class that I'm doing. What is the mood that I'm trying to set? Am I using yoga music? Am I using meditation music? Am I doing an R&B yoga class? Music can lift your mood. It can help you get through emotions. Music is so important to, I think, how we process our emotions, how we live our lives. It's the soundtrack, essentially, to our lives. And so I'm really, really excited for the fact that we are doing something so different in the podcast today and that we have an actual artist on the podcast to help us think about and talk about how music feels from someone who gets to be an actual creative.
I think music, to me, it's just feel. Like it just reminds me, I don't even, remind sounds so logic. It's like a different operating system. When you're in music, you are feeling. Doesn't matter whether you're, dancing to it, in it, being bathed in it, making it, playing in a band, in your car, cleaning your house. You are not, yeah, sometimes, you get lyrics and I'm wordy, I write lyrics. And so that's logical and it's telling a story in some kind of fashion. Sometimes it's not linear, but they're words, so it's poetry. But you just feel, and there's just things that you can't put into words, and thank God, because clearly, just from the topic of the podcast and the era we're living in, there are things that words, we come to the edge of the cliff where it's like you can talk all you want, but we've come to the edge. I don't care what language you're in. There's something that is beyond that. And I think music is that. It's quantum. It's everything that we cannot say, but we want to, and we feel it. And it's beautiful. It crosses borders. It crosses boundaries, genres. I just think it is the grease that gets us out of our head. And now in these times, maybe it's my age. I don't just mean to be the existential times. It's very clear to me that that's my true operating system. That's how I feel. And that's where things can go that there are no words for.
It's beautiful. I'm excited to start this conversation there because I just feel like I could use, let's not think this episode. Let's feel it.
Now let's do like the Tara Brach Buddhist talk. Let's just say, oh, well, we don't know what the hell's going to happen, but it'll happen.
All right, here goes nothing, y'all. Let's listen to some music.
Yeah.
So we are starting with a short song that went super viral on social media right after Trump's inauguration last year. It's by Todd Givens Jr. He's known on social media as A Gift from Todd. We're going to put links in the show notes so you can find him and all the other musicians we are going to be sharing today. Okay, so let's hear it. Hostile government takeover. Hit it.
We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I want to talk about it, but I'll be late for work. And if you're saying, wait a minute, who we have to stop this? We have one, but you didn't want the lady in office. Now that we're a part of a Nigerian prince scam, surprise, surprise, it ended up being a white man. Oh, I just want to know, what the hell do I do? Probably drink.
LaFonda, you have talked about this one so much. You said you were obsessed with this song and it still pops into your head sometimes. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's catchy, right? Like, listen, it went viral, and I think I caught it just like at the beginning of it going viral. It has become essentially like a vocal stem for me, y'all. Like, I just sing this randomly in everywhere from like the middle of conversations to the grocery store. I am obsessed with this song. I don't know why. It's one of those things, like, it just gets stuck.
It captures that moment, right? It captures a real moment in time.
Yes.
After the inauguration, we were all feeling hopeless
Mm-hmm.
and didn't know what to do yet.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's very like, laugh because otherwise you're just gonna cry.
You will cry.
You know?
That's so honest.
Yeah.
It's just this moment in time. There's nothing propped up about it. It's just from the heart.
Yeah. Even the visual of it is like, this is something I would be doing. I would be walking through my house, going to the refrigerator, singing something random. You know, I have to go to work. I can't have a breakdown. We are trying not to lose our shit every day. I can't have a breakdown because, you know, we have a toddler with the nuclear codes. I have to go to work. But like, I can't. What do I do?
Right. Totally. No, it
Yeah.
feels like relevant all the time.
And it's got humor.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Dark humor that no one should ever hear is really very funny.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's like
Yes.
the times you have like gut-wrenching, like balled over, like laughing your ass off is in the most inappropriate. The roof is caving in. You're probably at a funeral home picking out dresses for Nani or something, or you know, God knows what. And that's when the shit redlines. And I think that piece that we just watched, that's why that works so much. Is like, yeah, that's a dark moment, and we
Yep.
are redlining right with you.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and his last line about what am I gonna do? Probably drink. It's like, that's probably,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, that's what, yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. There's just so much that's right about that song, and I love it. And it honestly, it's one of my favorite things on the internet. So we are going to talk about our next song. This one has also a bit of that dark humor as well, and it's called Join Ice by Jesse Wells. I heard this, I think, on a late night talk show. It is brilliant. Jesse Wells's voice is just absolutely amazing, soothing to me. It gives a little bit of Bob Dylan. But this is from his EP No Kings, which was released in October. So let's give it a listen.
Well, if you're looking for purpose in the current circus, if you're seeking respect and attention, if you're in need of a gig that'll help you feel big, come with me and put some folks in detention. Just last week was kind of rough. I put a kid in cuffs and zip-tied a woman to a van. We can sneak around town hunting working folks down. I hear they get a great benefit plan. Join ICE, boy, ain't it nice? Join ICE, take my advice. If you're lacking control and authority, come with me and hunt down minorities. Join ICE. Well, I failed the academy, the cops weren't having me, the army didn't sound that fun, so I found me a paramilitary the operation that was keen to hand me a gun. See, I got picked on in school, I never felt that cool. There's a hole in my soul that just rages. All the women turned me down, they told me I was a clown. Well, won't you look at me now, I'm putting folks in cages. At ICE, they got great hours. Join ICE for respect and power. They got a sign-on bonus of 50 grand. They're in need of you needing to feel like a man. Join ICE. Join ICE.
So good.
Oh yeah. I've seen some of his videos, and he puts out a lot of songs. He's very nature oriented, very connected to the dirt, and just really there's zero like what's coming from his soul is just right to you.
Yeah. Something about his voice just draws you in, like, his energy, like,
Yep.
obsessed.
Oh, and the humor, the musical humor too, in terms of how he just parodied almost Dukes of Hazzard. Waylon Jennings gonna tell you a song, and
Yeah.
the woman zip. That's just that I haven't ever heard that till just now. But the woman zip tied to a van. In the spirit of country throwaway lines. We talk about honky tonkin' and being desperate at the bar with your jukebox, and of course, well, we just gonna zip tie some old woman to a van. Yeah. I know, it's like, yeah, that's how we're just gonna handle it.
Yeah.
Oh, she don't need her insulin. Just zip tie that old lady to a van. We get our quota.
I find it really effective too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of very justified, and it's easy to go on a rant about all of the, horrors, the cruelty that, we're seeing from ICE. But fundamentally what this guy is doing is like totally undercutting the machismo.
Yep,
I mean, it's emasculating, essentially. And to me, that's just like poking fun at something that,
Mhm.
cosplays is powerful, but actually, is fundamentally weak.
yep. Well, he's doing it effectively too because he's doing to me, like, he's so deadpan, he's throwing his own demographic. Like, we could make our own stereotypes about the good old boy in the cornfield, and he's basically having a good laugh
Right.
at the stereotypes because he can represent that. He's the white guy in the cornfield
Yeah.
doing, the Merle Haggard approach, and he's throwing his own demographic under the bus a little and having some good fun.
I'm impressed, Jesse Wells. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot from that cornfield. So our next song is also about ICE, but instead of criticizing ICE agents in a special sort of way, it's about the grief and the strength of people in Minneapolis. It was released in January, right after the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, and it's by the Marsh Family.
If you're going to Minnesota, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. The grief is flowing in Minnesota. You're gonna see tormented people there. For ICE brought guns to Minnesota, clinging to lives of man and woman there. In the streets of Minnesota, gentle people just murdered without care.
All across the nation should be condemnation, ocean to ocean. There is no explanation. This is Nazification. Citizens broken out in the open.
For those whose guns torn Minnesota are sure to
comes a time we'll be beyond repair. So all the world's in Minnesota, their debt we share on shoulders hard to bear. Love and honor, Minnesota, where any good and at least pretty cared. If you're going to Minnesota, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair.
So this was released 3 days after Alex Preddy was murdered. And to me, this is like the perfect example of what we were talking about at the top, like in terms of how music can really just help you not think but feel. It doesn't hit me as social commentary. It hits me as like just feeling and processing.
Well, it's also that family. I mean, I have not seen that, and so I'm watching that family and like, wow, so honest and earnest about the situation, and it reminds me when I watch that of, Tom Friedman wrote that piece a couple weeks ago about neighboring.
Yeah.
Like, they are those people, and that was important to them, and you wanna cry, like, that's so beautiful. That's how they met the moment.
I do love that it's a family band, like sometimes notions of like standing up to power and protest, that is not seen as like something one does with their family, but that is family values.
It's just so honest. I can't say that enough. Just it's their truth. Whether you agree or not, like people have their truth. It's very sweet when they express it in such a lovely way. I don't think if you take the opposite viewpoint of what they're saying in that song, you're going to make that video. I don't see it.
Good point.
My mind went to I could picture them rehearsing it and how they were getting their positions on the couch so that they could be in the frame. It's probably like, well, we're going to finish dinner now. Everybody's taken their turn to wash the dishes, and we will now go to the couch and do this. It's very sweet.
It's very sweet and to me represents so much. Like what if that was when people talked about, okay, good American family values, like that's what it is. Showing up in this wholesome, real way for your neighbor, for your community.
Just like whoever you are, just whoever you are. And I think every example that we've seen is like very different demographics, but yet just people in their honest self and their honest heart saying, this is what I feel, and I'm putting it out there.
Yep. And that's what we should be all about in America. And so speaking of what we should be all about in America, we are going to move on to our next song. And Inda, it is yours. It's called Free.
We made this video in the middle to the end of the first. I don't like to always go into the name, but the first Trump administration, and it was debuted right before we went into the pandemic. It was filmed in Wyoming and in New York, and the people that we went out to film the part in Wyoming with, they were scared to go to Wyoming. They were in a real mood, like, oh, we're going to go out to where we don't all agree. We get along nothing. Like, I could tell they were looking over their shoulders going, oh my God, we're not going to a comfortable space. And there's good reason for some of that, that we could get into that. But some of the people that you see in the video remind me of the people we just saw on the couch. And initially you're thinking, oh my God, we're going to have no common ground. And that could not have been farther from the truth. And we never really got into the issues exactly. We got into more of life issues, not political, but life issues. And what we found out is there really was no fight to have.
Beautiful. All right, let's hear it.
I woke up in the desert, I woke up in the plains, I woke up in the valley of the shadow of death, but I fear no evil, for thou art not with me. and I am free. 'Cause I'm free to roam, and I'm free to go, to spread my wings, to be free. Complacent in Tucson where I met you by plane. Was a whirlwind, was a daydream. Sometimes everything ends up in pain, but thou art not with me, and I am free. 'Cause I'm free to roam, and I'm free to go, to spread my wings, to be free. And I'm free to roam, and I'm free to go, to spread my wings, to be free. Oh, 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 oh. 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 I woke up in the desert, I woke up in the plains, I woke up in the valley of the shadow of death, but I fear no evil, when thou art not with me, and I am free. 'Cause I'm free to roam, and I'm free to go, to spread my wings, to be free. And I'm free to roam, and I'm free to go, to spread my wings, to be free. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, I thank you, and I was watching that. I haven't watched that in a long I haven't in a while, and it's so beautiful, and, it was shot so first of all, filmically, it was just shot so beautiful by this crew, and there was not a scene in there that's just random. That was all the visual storytelling was very on purpose, and to me, just emotionally, it does work, and what I was trying to say then, and it holds up now, and it's the basis for really, I feel like, the projects that we're in, is that at some point there is no more screaming. We've all said what we have to say. Like we've come to a cliff. And I think some of the actions and the violence and it could get very much even more intense. But what we say to each other, there's really not much more. It's about matters of the heart and connecting in places that are not on the battlefield of rhetoric. We've pretty much run out of what we can say to each other. We're not going to no, we're not going to change each other's minds in terms of some fine points on, let's just call it the existential conundrum, but we will find common ground in the heart. And I believe that. And so that I feel like that video represents just where I'm at musically and where I'm at in my life. And with all the projects, they're positivity projects. I don't think they're candy dipped and bullshit. It's about real life, real people, but they're connectors.
I mean, that real life is what is underneath it all. To me, it's not like distracting from it or tapping out on it. It's going deeper. Everything you just said resonated for me so much, and just in terms of like the work that LaFonda and I do. It's all about like, what if we engaged in politics in a way that didn't feel like politics at all? Politics is really just about people coming together to try to make our communities places we actually want to live in, and fundamentally that means showing up for each other out of respect, love, friendship. The whole idea of what politics is has been like, it's been ruined and co-opted by people in power. But like, we have a choice about whether or not we're just going to let that be and tap out, or be willing to connect with each other at a deeper level. And the visuals, I've heard the song many times, but I had never actually seen those
Oh.
visuals. And I actually found it deeply political in the best way, because it was personal.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I don't believe that we sat there. I know we didn't, because that we were just telling a story. Like, we weren't. This was not a thing of, oh, let's stick it to this or let's do it. This was a story. This is visual storytelling. It was very much intentional to bring the connection, because I live here, but I'm from the West, to make a connection between the worlds and the highways that connect us. I'm not saying that the temperature in my home state is neutral. It is not. It's heated, and was a gift to me to meet these people, to make a connection that was real, and it wasn't heated, and it was in the best way. And it to me, not only in the moment, but like a olive branch to how we're going to go forward. Like, and that was comforting.
Yeah. There's hope there.
You said you hadn't seen the video in a while, but I could feel and see you almost emotional about it.
I was about to start crying.
I could
Yeah.
see it. I loved it. And I don't know, and maybe you've answered this a little bit, but I want to ask it like explicitly. Do you see it as a political song? I saw it as a human song. Like,
I would call it a humanist song. You talk about humanists. My understanding is, in a nutshell, when we think about fundamentalism, we're in the past. Like, we're thinking about, let's preserve the past. What good, bad, or indifferent or ugly, we're gonna stay in a place that is a nostalgia of a past.
yeah,
And we want to go back to a better place. And I understand nostalgia. I use it all the time in my work. And nostalgia's fun because it's like nitroglycerin. Because was that place great? Or it's
yeah,
fascinating how we have such warmth for some of these memories and places and times, when right under it we were, basically walking on quicksand
yep,
or sinking. And so when I finally years ago heard the definition of humanism, of going to the future, I love that. And it doesn't mean, sometimes, to me, again, this is my take, it doesn't mean that we don't have warmth for nostalgia, but we're going forward. Like, that's just evolution and entropy. And so it's a fine line, I think, to play with the warmth of nostalgia, and still feel like we still take steps every day to go forward into time versus going backwards. And that's art in a nutshell. We're playing with the past. We're going to an uncertain future, and we know that spiritually and fundamentally we're supposed to be in the now. And that's fascinating to me. So anyway, that piece free, it feels like we're touching some nostalgia, but we're very much in the now. But you can't help but go to my home state and not feel that nostalgia, because it is the Wild West. And so to see the present world through both lenses, I don't know, I can go on and on. It works for me in an emotion. I did want to cry. Thank you, LaFonda. I was watching that going, God, I just love these people. I love how it works. And the music is swelling again, something you can't even put words to.
yeah.
Visual storytelling, it's beautiful.
So we have one last song today, and it is about the power of people. So that is a great connection, moving us into this last song. And it's by Monrovia, a songwriter who was born in Liberia and then grew up in Appalachia. And the song is called Heavy Foot.
Do you hear the sound of the bell? Did you wish your family well? Times ain't the same
that's a great piece. When you think of somebody from Liberia who's in a barn dance with the Appalachian folk and
Right.
making and it kind of reminds me of the same kind of flip of the guy, talking about zip tying, grandma to a van.
Totally.
It's just like it
Mhm.
breaks our stereotype, and I think when we do that, I mean, there's the humor even to ourselves when we have a great laugh at ourselves about the stereotypes and the archetypes and we when we challenge that and it's absolutely not what it was, I think there's great humor and hope in that.
Yeah.
You know what that makes me think of is that I always think that our way out of this is by telling a better story, and that is a better story.
Yeah.
You
Mm,
have this guy from Liberia who then grew up in Appalachia, so, like, that's such a bridge, right? Like, across divides, and
the
he
roads.
is just, like, blending who he is, bringing people together, creating
Yeah.
this feeling of joy and hope, and it's ultimately, like, this, beautiful expression, I think, of solidarity, across those lines as well. It's so beautiful. I wanted to be in that barn.
Oh, I
Yes.
did too. They're handing out the beers,
Yeah.
and that woman's dance. They're all
Yeah.
dancing. It kind of reminded me of like that great scene. I mean, it's got a sad ending, but Titanic when they're all dancing in the steerage class, and they're having the best party of their lives, and everybody wants to be in that party. I don't care what first class tickets you bought. You want to be down there with the folks who are, serving the toast
Yeah.
because they're having a great
Yes.
party.
And it's what we talk about all the time, like, right? Like the trying to keep us all down, you're never gonna keep us all down. There's a spirit of community in that place,
Yeah,
and we have that feeling of you're not gonna keep us all down because 'cause we're here, we're in community, we're bringing the joy, we're having the conversation, we're all here together.
I am gonna remember those images and the feelings from that song, like, when I find myself going to those dark places.
Yeah.
This one pulls you out of it in a way that feels real and healing and honest.
I love this. I love this episode. I love that you are here.
I know, can we do this all day?
I just want to keep. I know I can't believe we have to wrap it up because I just want to keep going till this afternoon.
Protest music is a part of the American fabric. Like I was thinking about this episode all last week, and I thought about Black protest music, like Gil Scott Heron, everything from like Nina Simone to NWA to you know what I mean. Like I'm so happy that we did this episode. It's something different, and it makes me really happy that we got to like go local in the way that we've introduced, I think, some artists to some listeners that people may have never even heard of.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This was very grounding for me today. I feel like, I don't know, I feel energized by it, and I think it's just a good reminder too that, like, music is right there for us.
Yeah.
It's a tool, it's an invitation, and let's
Mhm.
remember to turn to it. Taps into our own creativity, the artist's creativity by transference, and that helps us deal with everything that we are going through individually, collectively. It reminds us that we are all human, and that is what is underneath. That's what is underneath it all. Yes, we are so often feeling like we are losing our shit these days, but it's a reminder to turn to each other. And I think music helps us do that in a way that's beautiful and inviting, and reminds us that we can tell a better story together than all this.
I think, and it can also, I agree. I want to throw one other thing too in there. That's very lofty. This is just another pragmatic of history is that when conflict goes on, and it does, right?
Mhm.
I'm reminded of a book I read called Of Wine and War, and it covers a lot of territory, but it's basically about how the French, when they knew that the Germans were coming in, that the French basically had massive campaigns to wall up all the good wine and the champagne, and how they preserved their culture, how they hid the art. Whenever there's a conflict, we always intuitively we want to save our culture. We want to save the museums. We want to save the music. We want to save the wine. We want to save the costuming, the fabrics. When you hear that the marauders are coming over the hill, it's our instinct to go, what do we save? It kind of like the if the house is burning down, what beyond your family, what would you grab, right? And I think it's fascinating in all those times, even though we're all dollars and cents, there's always a push to save our culture,
Yep.
our heritage. Like that is us. It is what we eat, is what we drink, it's how we break bread, it's how we dance, it's the colors that we wear, the inks in our textiles. That's what is us. And so when we live in that world of the art and the heritage and the culture and the breaking bread and the spilling the drinks, that really is what it is. Let's work on the heritage and our culture and that which connects us, because that is the foundation.
Mm.
Thanks for being an artist leading the way.
Oh God, thanks for having me. I want to sit down with you later. I want to do more with Red Wine and Blue, sit down and get into some conversations.
Amen. Let's do it. You're invited. All right, everybody. Thanks for going with us on this journey. Make sure to check out the show notes so that you can listen more to these songs and find out more about the artists that we shared with y'all today, too. Thanks again, Inda, for being with us. We loved every minute.
How to Not Lose Your Shit is a podcast from Red Wine and Blue. It's hosted by Katie Paris and LaFonda Cousin and produced by Amy Thorstensen. To learn more about Red Wine and Blue, you can find us on social media, on the Red Wine and Blue app, or on our website at redwine.blue.
Look around, there's something going down, but we're looking up. No matter how they try to take us down, we're gonna keep it up. We move with confidence, we're making a difference wherever we are. Good trouble is not too far. We've got the fire, we've got the grit, through the thick of it. So powerful we are. So powerful we are. So if you see us coming, just know we're making a change and we're not running. No, we're not going away. We stand together and we can stop the rain. Just know that if we came to make a change. Make a change, make a change, make a change. Oh yes, we came to make a change. Make a change, make a change, make a change, make a change. Oh yes, we came to make a change. Together, side by side, troublemakers, heads held high. Oh, the journey may be long, but we still keep singing our song. So if you see us coming, just know we're making a change and we're not running. No, we're not going away. We stand together. And we can stop the rain. Just know that if we came to make a change. If you see us coming, just know we're making a change and we're not running. No, we're not going away. We stand together. And we can stop the rain. Just know that if we came to make a change. Make a change, make a change, make a change. Oh yes, we came to make a change. Make a change, make a change, make a change, make a change. Oh yes, we came to make a change. R-W-B. We came to make a change. R-W-B. We came to make a change.